Welcome to Quick Course Digest. Have you ever wondered how a business, any business, actually decides how much stuff to make? Well, today we're pulling back the curtain on that very question. We're going to dive deep into something called short-run costs.
So really, it all boils down to this one question. How does a business decide how much to produce? I mean, whether you're talking about a huge tech company or just your favorite local pizza place, this is the question. And the answer? Well, it's all about understanding the costs. You got to know what you're spending to know what you should be making.
All right, so here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at the two basic types of cost. Then, we'll figure out how to calculate the total cost. After that, we'll zoom in and look at things on a per unit basis. We'll also hit the most important number of all, marginal cost. And finally, we'll see why those famous U-shaped cost curves you see in economics textbooks actually matter. It's all going to build on itself, so let's get started.
Okay, first things first. We have to start with the foundation. And it's actually pretty simple. You see, every single cost a business has, literally every penny, can be dropped into one of two buckets. And getting this difference, it's absolutely crucial. So what are these two buckets? Well, on one side, you've got fixed costs. These are the costs that just don't change no matter how much you produce. Think about it. The rent for your pizza shop, your manager's salary, that giant pizza oven in the back. You're paying for all that stuff whether you sell one pizza or 1,000 of them. Then, on the other side, you have variable costs. And these, as the name suggests, do change with how much you make. The more pizzas you crank out, the more flour, cheese, and electricity you're going to use. Simple as that. All right, so we've got our fixed costs and our variable costs. The next logical step, right? Let's add them together. We need to see what the whole picture looks like, what the total bill is to get things done. And you know what? The formula for this is as easy as it gets. Your total cost is just your total fixed cost plus your total variable cost. That's the whole thing. This simple equation gives you the grand total, the full expenditure for producing a certain amount of stuff. Okay, let's make this real. Here's a little table for a made-up company. Now look closely. See how that fixed cost column is always $10, even at zero quantity? But the variable cost, that one creeps up the more they make. So I'll give you a second. Go ahead and try to fill in that last column, the total cost. Just add the first two together. And there you have it. You just add them up. But here's the key takeaway. Look at that very first row. Even when they're producing zero, zip, nada, they still have a total cost of $10. And why is that? Because those fixed costs, that rent, that oven, they don't care if you're busy or not. You still have to pay for them.
So, knowing your total cost is super useful. But if you really want to make smart decisions, you got to zoom in a little. We need to know how much each individual item really costs to make. We need to look at the averages.
And that brings us to three new key ideas. They sound a little technical, but they're not, I promise. We've got average fixed cost, average variable cost, and average total cost. You'll pretty much always see these written as the acronyms, AFC, AVC, and ATC.
So let's tackle average fixed cost, or AFC, first. All this tells you is how much of that fixed cost, like your rent, is being shouldered by each single unit you make. And the math is easy. Just take your total fixed cost and divide it by the number of units you produced.
Let's use our table as an example. Remember, our total fixed cost was that constant $10. So if we make 2 units, what's the AFC? It's just $10 divided by 2 units, which is $5 per unit. Easy, right?
But now, check this out. What happens if we crank up production to 5 units? Well, that same $10 in fixed cost is now spread across 5 items, so 10 divided by 5 is just $2 per unit. This is a huge deal in business. It's called spreading the overhead. The more you make, the smaller the piece of the fixed cost pie each item has to cover.
And that brings us perfectly to the big one, average total cost, or ATC. This is kind of your main number, the bottom line cost for each unit. You can find it by taking your total cost and dividing by quantity, or here's a shortcut. You can just add the two averages we already figured out, your AFC plus your AVC. Gets you to the same place. Okay, deep breath. We're now getting to what I think is the single most important, most powerful cost idea in all of economics, especially for making decisions. It's not about the past. It's not about what you have made. It's about what you're going to make next. And that idea is called marginal cost. All it does is answer one simple, powerful question. What's the extra cost of producing just one more unit? It's the change in your total bill when you decide to make that next one. This is what thinking at the margin is all about. Let's jump back to our numbers to see this. To make that very first unit, our total cost jumped from $10 to $20.
So the marginal cost of that first unit was $10. But what about making the second one? Well, the total cost went from $20 to $27, so the marginal cost of just that second unit was only $7. See the difference?
And this is exactly why this is so important. A smart business owner is obsessed with this number. The rule is simple. If the price you can sell that next pizza for is more than the marginal cost of making it, you make that pizza every single time. That's how you make a profit. Okay, for our last piece here, let's actually see what these numbers look like. Because when you plot them on a graph, something really interesting happens. The average cost and marginal cost curves almost always make this classic U shape. And that's not by accident. Let's figure out what's going on there. Right, so this U shape isn't just some random squiggle on a page. It's actually telling a story. It's a story about efficiency, about how things work inside the business. A story of getting better at something, and then maybe getting a little too crowded. So what's the story of the U? Well, think about our pizza shop again. At first, when you hire your first few workers, they can specialize. One person is on the dough, another is on the sauce, a third is at the oven. You get really efficient, and your average cost per pizza goes down. That's the left side of the U. But what happens if you keep cramming more and more workers into that same kitchen? Eventually, they start getting in each other's way, right? Things get congested, mistakes happen, and your efficiency drops. Your average cost per pizza starts to go back up. That's called diminishing returns, and that's the right side of the U. And there's this really neat mathematical trick happening here too. Think about your grade point average. If your grade in the next class you take, your marginal grade, is below your current average, it's going to pull your overall average down, right? And if it's above your average, it'll pull the whole thing up. Well, costs behave the exact same way. And because of that, the marginal cost curve always intersects the average total cost curve right at its absolute minimum point. Every time.
And why does that intersection matter so much? Because that lowest point on the average total cost curve, that's the magic number. That's the sweet spot. It represents the most efficient level of production for the company. It's the point where you're making each item for the absolute lowest possible average cost.
So let's leave it with a final thought. We've gone through fixed costs, variable costs, averages, and that whole story of the U-shaped curve. But if you're a business owner, what is the one number you absolutely have to check before you decide to make just one more widget or one more pizza? What's the key that unlocks profitable decisions, one item at a time?